What up, everyone? My name is TheLostDrake, and this is the Pardon the D podcast, and I am so excited about this segment that I'm about ready to drop on you guys. I hope you guys all enjoy it. It's all about the amazing game from Eidos Montreal and Square Enix and Marvel, and this one is Guardians of the Galaxy. I got a hands-on playable demo and got to check it out behind closed doors with the developers, and it was fantastic. I got to ask them questions, find out some really cool stuff, find out some of the menus, some of the cosmetics, some of the cool stuff that's coming, and I'm super excited to bring it to you guys. Not even my partners Hipermynd and AndyRoop had any idea that I was dropping this information on them. The NDA lifted, and I have to talk about it. So tune in each and every week for these segments, because we plan on bringing more exclusive content just like this each and every week. Make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe. Click that little bell so when we go live with a new video, you guys can check it out. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy. And you know what? I wasn't going to do this on the podcast, but I'm actually going to kind of throw a curveball to both of you guys. So my embargo just lifted in my NDA as of yesterday at 6 p.m. So I'm going to talk about this because this will be good, not only for the podcast, but to kind of give people a little bit of segue on this. So I had the amazing opportunity last week to play Guardians of the Galaxy, the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh, sweet.
And
Square Enix, right?
Yeah, Square Enix, and it is. I'm very excited for this game, guys. Like I played it. They let me play through a whole mission, and starting from being inside the Milano and experiencing all the characters and all their different rooms, and actually being on the ship. It is very Mass Effect. It's Mass Effect. Dragon Age style gameplay. You switch between the characters, they have combos. I actually have some B-roll footage and stuff that I will give to you, Hypermynd, as well, so maybe we can showcase some of that inside this podcast as we're speaking, because I am kind of throwing this off the wall, and I know we have edits afterwards, but some of this stuff is so amazing. Like the actual footage, the gameplay, there's like a super that you build up, and it's going to be the only downside to this game. It does have a streamer mode for DMCA, but the soundtrack on this game is so phenomenal. It is the best music of it. Like,
it's like Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, but you know how good those soundtracks were. This soundtrack is so phenomenal. Like the Final Countdown was one of the songs. And it was all and then you go so into the slow-mo, and all of a sudden you huddle up with the team, and all the tech shows up behind them, and you huddle up of why you should do it and what you should do, and they talk it out on which way you should go. You can either listen to them, or you can just listen to what Star-Lord says, because he's kind of the ringleader. And it's so phenomenal. And then whatever you pick in that decision is how they fight. So they'll go super aggressive, and they won't heal, and they'll just go like balls to the wall. But if you like pick more defensive and you talk through it, like, hey guys, like let them stay back, they're farther range, like they talk it out in this whole little huddle. And then every single time you huddle, that's like it's like your superpower. Once the huddle finishes, it breaks out into a different song every time you go into a super. Because what it does, he like stands up.
He
puts his headphones on, and he clicks the cassette player, and it's amazing. Not only that, they have a whole section of costumes, and they only let us see 2 of them. But they let us see the pre-order bonus and then the base level. But there was like some of them that they threw in there that just to show you, but you couldn't equip them. Man, they had one of Groot where he's like all red, and like it was just, I mean, the costumes are straight out of the comic books.
That's cool.
Like, stuff, a lot of people are going to have to get used to it, because so many people are used to the voice actors, from the movies.
From the movies, yeah.
And this is the most comic book accurate version of the Guardian Galaxies that's ever been seen.
So you mean Vin Diesel's not in it?
So no, it's nobody from the movies. But here's the thing, is that all of them, like Groot, you can't really like mess up. Like Groot is Groot. But like Rocket, he's got that personality, but it's not Bradley Cooper. And Gamora, she's more I don't want to say, she's just more upbeat and more optimistic, but a lot sassier than she is in the movies.
Okay.
Drax is more aggressive and more the Drax the Destroyer, where he's like a badass. Like he doesn't listen to anybody. He just rushes into battle. Like there's one where he just like in the demo, he jumps out the window with both of his blades and just starts attacking everything. And I guess we're attacking. And then they jump out after him to protect him. And it's just like those kind of moments are just like, it's really cool. And the banter, like, there's nothing like it. That game is going to be one of the best games of this Christmas season. And me playing it, they let me play it through twice. I played for 4 hours. This one mission, 4 hours, 2 hours each time. That's how long this one mission was. And it was like,
mission.
And it was in the middle of the game.
Can you save like halfway through?
Well, so I don't know how
like
the
Mario, you just go all the way back.
No,
Like,
I mean,
yeah, it's like 2 hours of my life gone.
Where you could save, yeah. I'm sure you could save like after you do something. But the puzzles, like the stuff that you had to do, like you have Rocket crawl through like ventilation shafts and go on the other side, and he'll be like your hacker and tech guy. And if he's pissed off at you because you piss him off, he won't open doors. He'll just be like, "Figure it out, Quill. Screw you!" Like, and he'll walk off.
It's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And like Groot like has to grab him and like try to convince him, and then they start arguing. They'll get in fights, and some of them won't even fight. They'll just stand there and let you battle. The whole dynamic of the game is Guardians. So
cool.
It's really cool. Like there was a couple other things too. So they gave me some footage, a mix of the combat, out of combat footage. They also gave me some. This was actually the footage was captured on the PS5, but I played on Xbox. So I played on Xbox when we played. But they gave me some really cool stuff. So I'll send that over to you. They also gave me like the load screen so you guys can see that. So we'll showcase all that here. But it's just, man, just phenomenal. And I'm so excited to kind of share this with.
When does that come out?
So it comes out at the end of October. I believe it's October 20th. Yeah, October 20th, I believe.
Pretty close. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's not far. It's literally a month away. Let's see here. I'll look it up just to make sure I'm not saying that right.
That's something else comes out that same time.
So it comes out.
Oh, that was
26th. The 26th.
26th.
Of October.
Battlefield was supposed to be out on the 22nd, 21st or 22nd, but it got pushed back
to November. Yeah, a week after Call of Duty.
Yep. Smart.
Yeah.
Good play by them.
Better play. Yeah.
I mean, I think that was a marketing play. I don't think that had anything to do with smoothing the edges, as they said.
Sure.
I think they planned to do that entirely. They said, "Oh, we'll take this weekend." Then Call of Duty says November 5th, and we said, "Perfect, we're moving."
Yeah.
100%.
Great birthday gift for us.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
Drake, do you feel like this Guardians is better than Avengers?
It's not even on the same level.
Okay.
Not even on the same
Really?
level. So Avengers is good. Avengers was the story for the original Avengers was fantastic. I still say this to the day. I think it was one of the best campaigns for the original game, playing through one of the best emotionally driven Marvel
I just started that game again.
But the campaign was fantastic. I loved it. And even the new Black Panther stuff was really good, and it's definitely showing the evolution. They actually just released the timeline, and they actually officially announced that Spider-Man is coming before the end of this year. So that'll be for PS5 and PS4. But
it's actually the only way I'll get to play Spider-Man.
But here's the other thing.
So you can't get a PlayStation.
That's weird about this. In that surprise launch, they also put Wakanda raid, first raid for Avengers. What the hell is a raid going to be like in that game? Like, I don't even understand how that would work. and I'm kind of confused by it because like that
Great, though.
when I think
That's
raids,
really cool.
I think Destiny immediately, like obviously.
Yeah, that's
or
first place
like
I go to, and I haven't even done them.
Or like, yeah, like World of Warcraft, like you go in with a group of 20 people, like you're going in with 4 people. Like, is it going to be 6? Is it going to be 3? Like, how are they going to do this?
What if they boosted it to like 8?
Oh my God, that'd be nuts. Like,
How many characters are there? Playable characters now?
So right now they have Cap, they have Kamala Khan, which is Mrs. Marvel. They have Hulk, they have Iron Man, they have Thor, they have
Black Panther,
Kate. They have Black Panther now.
Hawkeye.
They have Kate, so they have Kate Bishop, and then they have a Hawkeye, and
Black Widow.
So they could do 8.
They got Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
and Black Widow. Yeah, that's the one I was missing.
So they could do 8. Yeah.
They could easily do it, and maybe you could only like each one. You had to have like a group of like one of each. They only allow you.
Right. Yeah.
Wasn't that how it started, and then they just changed it where
that's
anyone
how
can
they
be
did it.
any
Everybody
Avenger
hated
now?
it. Yeah. Now you can be any Avenger. Yeah, you can be literally.
Nice.
See, I don't like that. I think you should have to
have-
pick.
Yeah, like you can pick four Black Panthers if you want and go.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I think you
But
should
to answer-
have to pick
I agree with that. I agree, but so many people complain because they wanted the big problem with that was
all the people that couldn't get in there fast enough and couldn't get Iron Man or
when you
whatever.
load the screen, well, say for example, you couldn't play a mission if you had 4 Black Panther mains, you know, so you would have to have somebody who played it. So then you would have to play an off character, which forced you to play a character that you didn't want to play, which is what a lot of people hated.
Good.
So like
it.
because I hate Iron Man in that game, hate him, and that's the first game ever that I've hated Iron Man. I hate the mechanics. I can't stand it. I can't stand.
Oh, I'd
playing
probably
it.
like it then.
But so many people
Probably
love
something
Iron
I'd
Man.
like.
But that's
If you hate it, I'll love it.
Probably.
It's that complete split where it's like you're either Iron Man or you're a Thor main, because Thor had flying mechanics as well. So did Iron Man, but Thor seems so much. Thor was a powerhouse from the very beginning. They had to actually nerf him a little bit because he was a little too OP. But just in general, I was a Thor main. But that's also because my background and
Sure.
I was like, of course I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, you're known as the God of Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
your
not
background.
That. No, definitely not that.
That makes sense.
No, it's just
It makes sense.
my Nordic background. So anyway, just in general.
Forgot about that actually.
Yeah,
Your
definitely.
giant hammer.
There you go. If you didn't know that, when I don't go by Lost Drake, I go by the God of. Okay, you can check me out on Vegas. I'm the fat guy in the end. All right.
Nice.
But also too, like to answer your original question, Guardians of the Galaxy compared to this, Guardians of the Galaxy, completely different game. Like
Yeah.
it is Mass Effect had a baby with Dragon Age, and you put the comedy and the universe of Marvel into one game.
That's really cool. That's exciting to hear because, like, one of my favorite first-person shooters is Bad Company because I love the humor and the kind of it brought kind of a humanity to it because like that's how I would be if I was. Yeah, I'd be cracking jokes as I was sitting there about to bomb, just start shooting up something. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty cool.
I could see this game having multiple entries into it too. I could see like this being the first one, and they do it just like Mass Effect, where you play 40 hours in this game, and then you love it and enjoy it, and they're like, when is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 coming out? Like I could see that 100, and they could do it forever. That is,
and it's not a link to the Avengers, is it? Like you wouldn't cross over.
It is actually closer to the comic books than any other Guardians of the Galaxy that we've ever known. So a lot of people may be like, this is the Guardians of the Galaxy I know, and that may be a turnoff for some people, which we talked about the book and the comic book appearance.
So looking back now, should Avengers have been made the way this was made? No,
I think Avengers had such a fantastic launch. I think the reason why it fell apart is because it had way too much negative stigma in the very beginning. The first 2 weeks, it was one of the most played games on Steam and Twitch. The first 2, because the campaign was amazing. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. The problem is with them is that they did not have the content to keep people going. They were trying to be Destiny, and you can't do that.
No, I understand that, but the mechanics of being able to use multiple characters and all that kind of stuff, should they have maybe done Avengers this way, so it was more like that? Like the same, like would Avengers have benefited from like that Tales of Arise sort of, bring in other people with their specials and stuff like that?
You bring up that game. It's funny that you bring up that game because the mechanics on that, how you switch between the characters, is very similar.
Yeah.
In Guardians of the Galaxy. The only difference is that I would say no, because that was kind of the fun of Avengers, is that you did all have independent characters and you could level them up. I think they dropped the ball on the, like, overall. I think the customization was a big fuck up. And what I mean by that is that if you got a piece of armor, it should have changed your chest piece. They should have made that like Destiny, where if you get a chest piece of Thor's chest, but then you wanted to have him with the old school Beta Ray Bill helmet, like, and you could have done it. It would have gave it replayability, because people would have ground out for the armors. When you give no life to the armor sets and you can just go buy how you want to look,
that stinks.
Totally defeats the purpose. Also, it totals the loot drive. It doesn't give you a reason to go get loot. Okay, cool. I got better stats. What does it do for me? Nothing. The stats do not feel enveloped enough to be like, oh my God, I have to get this. It's just, it was dud armor. It was,
and you feel like the new game, the Guardians of the Galaxy, will fix a lot of those issues because it's more of a RPG than Avengers is.
So the mechanics are like this. So think of it like a skill base. So each character, you unlock skill points and you unlock different abilities based on what you do. Right. They didn't show us too much into that, so we don't know how many different branches or different directions you can go. I don't see that being too evolved at the beginning. I think it's going to be like, hey, you can level up, and I don't think that's going to have a big evolution on as far as the RPG side of that. But I feel like the choices and the decisions you make are going to have a big outcome on the game, which is more massive than Dragon Age. That's cool. I feel like it's more story driven than it is all about the RPG, but it definitely is. It is going to be something to write home to mom about. Like, this is one of those games that I think is going to be like, oh my God, this is going to be. Mom, I hope that the campaign is 40 hours. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
That would sell this game into every household that likes Guardians. It would sell every Marvel fan. It would sell the Mass Effect people. It would sell the RPG urge, and you'd also get the shooter fix.
And to me, like, maybe it's just me
not streaming.
Maybe it's just me, but like, and I'm a cheap ass in itself, but like $60 for a game, unless it's like a big game, it's hard for me to do. Cause it's like to me, like, oh, I would love the Guardians, but like, if it's not worth my money, and as far as like hours and hours and hours of gameplay, there are games I've spent $60 on and played for 4, 5, 6 hours, and then I moved on to the next one. It's not as good. Like, it's hard, and I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of people like me. Maybe there's not anybody like me. But
oh no, there are. I feel the same way. It's like it's like a bad. It's like a bad night out. You know what I mean? It's like you end up, you go out, you go to a few drinks, whatever, and then you turn around the next morning and you're like, shit, that was $140.
Yeah,
we didn't do anything. Nothing happened. Right?
And that's how I was with
$100 for a bottle for music I could have listed at home.
Right. It sucks. But I mean, then you get those others. I mean, we always bring it up. Grand Theft Auto. How many hours but the same thing with Destiny. It's the same with Call of Duty, with everything else. How many hours did you get per dollar out of those? Right.
So, you know that when you pay for that, I mean, you and I both have paid for that game 4 or 5 times over. And it's like, that you're going to get your money's worth on that. You know what I mean?
I have a strong philosophy about that. Like, I say for every hour equals $1. That's the way I kind of look at things. So if you spend $30 on a game, you should get 30 hours of gameplay out of it. That's the way I look at it, because every dollar equates to an hour worth of time for me. That's the way I look at all video games. So if you get an RPG and you spend $60 and you spend 1,000 hours, you've got your money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you pay $60, like, this is when we get into those rough, murky waters about DLCs, right?
Right.
A lot of people get upset. I spent $60 on a DLC. I'm not giving Destiny no more money. This is stupid. It's free on Game Pass. You pay $15 a month. Like, and you get also 300 other games. What are you complaining about now at this point if you're on Xbox?
Well, right, but I mean, those are just the Game Pass games. But that's the point. It's like it's hard to spend $60 on a game when I get 60 games for $15.
Yeah,
if not more.
Yes, 100%. But also too, but then how does it explain PlayStation where their games are $70 when everybody else is 60 for the exact same fucking game?
Oh,
How are they getting away with this? I don't understand why people are paying it. Well, they are because people are buying it. Returnal was $70.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I honestly, and I freaking absolutely love Marvel. And I waited till that game was on sale because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be good. Like, it looks good, but I've heard bad stuff about it. And all that stuff. Like, I let it, I haven't finished it. No. In fact,
have you liked it so far?
Oh yeah, I love it because it's new. It's it's fresh to me, so it's like I absolutely love it. I spent I think maybe $20-$30 on it. I think it was half price. Yeah. And it was like, and the same thing. Like if I know, like I let it breathe for a little bit because I mean, how many times have we? I mean, I paid for Call of Duty because we were gonna play Call of Duty, and then it's like this is a shitty game. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not $60 worth. You know what I mean?
Hey, when I can
play the free one for, that's why I actually love Fortnite because it's a free game. If I want to buy skins, I can. If not, whatever. Right. I can still play the game just like everybody else.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing for all the Apex, Warzone, they're all the same, right? Like they have that free model. So if you want to play it for free, you can, but it's still not that multiplayer, that same multiplayer vibe that we used to get from, I mean, you knew like before they've hit this weird phase where all the games are the same and they kind of suck. Like if you go back to like Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 3, like some of those others, like you knew going in that every Friday and Saturday we were going to get 4 to 5 hours in, right? Yeah. And like for a year. Yeah. So that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot of time.
And sports games are the same way for me.
See, and I don't know if I'd go as low as $1 to equate, because I mean, how would I justify seeing a movie for $15 a ticket? It's only 2 hours. So
you're paying for the experience, though.
I'm paying for the experience in a video game. 100% I'm paying for the experience in a video game.
But that's equated differently though, because you're going into their place of business. You're going into their you're going for the experience of buying the popcorn and doing all that. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah, but that's the problem is I get that when I get a new game that I'm excited about, is I go through the same thing, except it's just in my home. Like I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. Like when Cyberpunk came out, when Cyberpunk came out, right? I paid my money. I went out, I got my snacks, I got my drinks, I got all my stuff. And I was like, this is the one, this is the game that's going to deliver. And I can't wait. And then unfortunately it had all those sorts of issues or whatever, but nonetheless, if it was a really good game, right? Even at 20 hours, if I paid $60 and it was only 20 hours, I would have been thrilled because I was excited about it. I was waiting for that game. And I'm certain, same thing with Destiny, right? I mean, if Destiny expansion comes out, it's, what are they, $30-$40? Or are they full 60 for the expansions? Before they went on Game Pass, I mean, what were they?
Yeah, I think $30-$40.
Well, so
$60?
If you had, so the big DLCs were always $60.
Okay. And they were once a year?
Once a year.
And you got all so every DLCs, year, so you got
like a new game.
It's like a new game. And it was probably, 30 hours?
But you get way more than 30 hours in it because a raid takes 4 hours to do, and
sure,
okay, so but even if it was just the raid and some other things, I'm sure you'd still find value in it being $60.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying the equated value. That's why I say the dollar philosophy. If you spend $60 on a video game and you get 60 hours of gameplay, it is worth the money to me. If you spend $30 on a video game and you get 30 hours of gameplay, it's definitely worth the value. I mean, but like movies are different because it's a one and done, whatever, and then you wait for it to come to your house,
But don't you think if you bought a video game and it was, even if it was $60 and you sat down and you played the best 10 hours of a video game that you've ever played, you'd quickly forgive the price tag of $60?
You are correct on that. If the game, phenomenal. Yeah.
I also feel like, I mean, I have a really big ass TV and a really nice sound system. Like, that's how I feel about movies. Like, I'd much rather watch them at home. I can like,
Hey,
I can make.
You haven't seen Shang-Chi yet.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I can pop popcorn. I can buy like. I have a family of 6. You know what I mean?
On day one, do you?
It's gonna cost me $70 just to enter the building for my entire family to go watch a movie.
Yeah, but it's per you. But it's per person. Yeah. It would be value per person. If each person loves the movie, it's worth it.
The biggest argument about movies during the pandemic was, you know, a lot of people didn't want to spend $70 going to the movie when they could just stay at home and get it on Disney Plus. And that's why all the
$30.
I mean, Shang-Chi is going to be on Disney Plus in November.
Yeah, November. Yeah.
Like, okay, I can wait 2 more months and see it.
Yeah, but
sure.
But here's the problem though with that. Here's the problem with that. You're going to watch Shang-Chi after Eternals, and Eternals comes out the week before that, and you're going to miss the big Easter eggs, and then it's not going to have the same impact.
But I won't watch Eternals until it comes out.
Eternals comes out a week before Shang-Chi comes.
But he doesn't go to the movies. So he's not going to see it. He's not going to see Eternals anyway.
He's going to lose the experience of the movie theater because he's not going to see that big teaser leading to Eternals.
Well, he will.
I just won't watch Eternals, and to me, I just see it 3 months or 2 months later.
He's seeing the same sequence. He's just a month 2 behind us.
No, that's just horrible.
I have really good patience.
It's very hard when you're on a podcast that we're talking about it.
When you're a content creator, like that's like the worst thing ever. All it takes is one person to be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, Tom Holland was hanging out with Venom at the trailer." Done, and then the whole movie's done. But you could have seen it day one and been done.
That's true.
Then you're the one that could ruin it for them and say, "Well, sucks for you. I've already seen it. Joke's on you."
Because
that's true.
Content creation is all about vengeance.
Yeah.
And sticking it to them.
Yeah, really just sticking it to people.
Against vengeful people.
Well, that's true.
I have zero problem muting myself if y'all want to talk about Shang-Chi.
No,
we don't.
No, see it so you can enjoy it.
Yeah, that's.
I want to see it too. I just think, to me, I'm paying $15 a month for a service.
Which service?
It's just Big Johnny
for Disney Plus.
It's $6.
$6. All right, sorry. So $70 a month, and I can see any movie that $70 a year. Sorry. So I can see any movie that comes to my house. I can watch it naked.
He bought every single person in his house Disney Plus.
100%.
Everyone. You do know that you don't need to sign everybody up for Disney Plus, right?
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. Just making sure
they don't need their own login.
No. That'd be pretty funny if that's what you were doing.
I mean, shoot. I bought an Xbox so that my other kids can experience the Xbox Game Pass, so I wouldn't have to buy any more games.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's just smart.
Yeah.
It's Game Pass.
Game Pass for the win, man.
It really is the best.
It is.
Bang for the buck.
Family value, man. That's one thing that I will say it's the best value in video games, period.
But even so, like, there's so many streaming services and stuff like that. And like HBO to me is a pretty good one that like there's a lot of stuff that comes directly to, I mean, like Matrix is coming directly to HBO.
How many subscriptions do you pay for? Just curious. This is a serious question because this is something that was brought up to me the other day, and I actually stopped and thought about it. From when I had cable and to me paying subscription, I actually pay more for subscription services now than I did when I was paying for cable and bitching about paying $200.
Yeah, I have 2 outside of cable.
So
yeah.
Okay, so my argument for that would be the $200 for all of my subscriptions per month are way more valuable than what I was getting from cable.
that is definitely true. You mean you didn't want the 17 cooking channels?
Right.
And the
this is
the end channels only play the same thing.
If you were paying that amount, like for regardless of if you only have Netflix or if you have every single streaming subscription there is, you're paying for those and you're getting something specific to you.
Yeah.
That is of very high value. So like what was it, the end of last year, CBS picked up like the Champions League and the Europa League, right? Yeah. And it was like $6. So I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll take that, because that's a front row seat to all of those events that otherwise I would either have to like pay some astronomical fee through cable to get that added, right? Or you've got to do like pay-per-view or something ridiculous in order to find all those events. Yeah. But instead you get it for $6, and I can cancel it at any time. I don't have to have it all year. It's not it's not like regular cable where once you sign up, it's like you go to the grave with it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think the Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN bundle is another one that in my household and what I watch is extremely valuable. It's the same thing.
$15, isn't it?
The kids, it's good.
Yeah, it's 50. For me, like, and my kids, like, my daughter loves Dancing with the Stars, right? That's like one of her favorite. She knows. Yeah. So she knows that because it's not live. It's not Hulu Live. You know, like where you get to see it live.
It's just regular Hulu.
You wait another day, and then you watch the show. Like,
it's the same.
It comes on the next day. It's not that big of a deal. Like you just turn off. You don't look at Twitter one time and realize who got voted off. You know what I mean? Like, so we all can deal with that kind of stuff. And like, I'm a huge sports guy, so like ESPN's a big deal to me because I can get all, Formula One, I can get football, baseball, all that stuff, and then obviously Disney Plus comes with it. To me, that honestly, that besides Game Pass is the best package. I could probably not watch another single show, and besides maybe some Netflix stuff.
Do you have Netflix?
So you still pay for cable?
I'm sorry?
You still pay for cable?
I have a bundle for my. I have really high internet.
So it came with the internet.
There's no fiber that's out here. There's nothing that's fast. So in my cable, honestly, when I bundle it, it's only like $10 more.
Yeah.
It wasn't much at all.
TV and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing. Like we were actually talking about this, me and a couple other friends the other day. We were talking about how long it'll be until cable's completely obsolete and gone. Like
if I had a better internet
on the corner,
if I had better internet, I could probably cancel it altogether.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before we don't. I mean, like, technology is getting so advanced that we just don't need that anymore. Like you don't. We don't need it. I mean, it's like, we were joking about this the other day too about books. It's like books. You can just get everything online. If the internet goes down, we're dumb people. There's no actual hard printed books anymore. I mean, it's
terrible
but it's
when you think about it.
But I mean, it really is true though. Like our whole history is like there are libraries, of course, but not like it used to be. There used to be bookstores on every corner. Now you don't see bookstores anywhere. Everybody
even games on your phone. I've like apps on your phone. If you're not connected to the internet, the game won't even boot up.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just went
even if it's not an online game, like if it's not a true like online game, it still connects to their or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
I just went through that on my flight to Seattle. I couldn't play the game because it couldn't connect to the internet. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's a single player game. I'm not doing anything. Because it can't connect, you can't do anything. It sucks.
It's a live update game.
Yeah. So Andy, you've got Netflix, Game Pass, and the Hulu package with all that stuff. That's it.
Yeah. And HBO comes with when I signed up for Comcast. For 2 years or whatever it is.
Mine comes free with AT&T. HBO does.
And then Netflix was, it came free.
In fact, and something, I think I got a discount on the Hulu bundle because I did something with Verizon.
Okay.
Also, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you get 3 months of Disney Plus for free as well.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
You're getting your value across the board. Like they cross promote each other all the time, which is.
I don't think we spend that much on those subscriptions.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
If you think about it,
I'm not doing like Paramount Plus.
That was CBS.
All your subscriptions together, like even if they're not just streaming related, like we definitely spend more money than we think we do. If like you actually like budget it out and you look at it and you look it on paper, you're like, Jesus, I am paying a lot.
Well, you think $5 a month?
Well, like
we trimmed them all.
Like a lot of people pay for like grocery services now, where they get groceries delivered.
Yeah, or like OnlyFans or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So,
it's a good service.
But it's a good service. But all those different subscriptions that you pay for, or
Sure.
even like Twitch, you're paying $5 a month to somebody, right? You may follow multiple people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Following 10 people, that's, $25.
Sure.
$25.
It's $50.
You got that right there. Then you're also paying for your Prime, because everybody has Amazon Prime.
That's yearly though, right?
That's yearly. You pay one.
But that's like what, $120?
Yeah, it's $10 a month now.
Yeah.
Unless you're a student, which is like 80, but still, even then, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And then you think about like all the other additional services you have, like Netflix, Hulu, freaking HBO Go, and freaking all the other ones. You have Paramount now, and all these different ones, and it's just like, dude, I'm spending over $300 in freaking subscriptions, and you don't even realize it. Like you could like a DoorDash fee, like so you don't pay the delivery fee, but you're paying it every month, and it's $5 a month, and you're like, damn. Like, and you start adding it up, and you're like, oh man, maybe I should consolidate stuff. But you know what though? At the end of the day, it's all about convenience, and that's what our world is about now: convenience. And
instead of going to the grocery store, you'll have somebody bring it to you, but it's another $20 or $5, whatever it may be.
well, they bring you the wrong damn.
Yeah, that sucks. It happens to everybody.
Dude, that happens to every single person who orders groceries. They're like, let me think here.
But how many people do you think in this? I could probably say I would say it's above 90% have subscriptions that are running that they have no idea about.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's some.
I mean, me and Hyper laughed because we signed up for Uplay Plus or whatever that one.
Ubisoft Plus.
And left it because we moved on to another game, and it was like probably for me it was like a couple months. I think for Hyper it was like
3 or 4
months. 5 months, whatever it was. That was like, oh yeah, I'm paying $15. I think it was like $15.
Like
$15.
You don't have to pay for the games.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's one where you got like Assassin's Creed Day One, you didn't have to pay for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had access to their entire library, including everything that was brand new. And then I had it for Electronic Arts at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was $30 a month, and we were playing Call of Duty, which isn't on either of those.
EA actually pissed me off because I was playing I had EA for all the sports games, and then when Mixer came on board and we were with Mixer, we got that for free. Well, when Mixer ended, they started charging my card, and I had no idea.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, really?
So I was paying it, but then I was paying for Game Pass Ultimate, which you're supposed to get that for free.
Right.
So instead of just knocking it off and not charging me, they charged me for the Plus. So I was paying.
Oh, that sucks.
I had no idea. Like, it just kept skipping out. I'm like, what is this charge?
Yeah.
And I would look at it, and I thought it was
That's so funny.
Yeah, but that's just kind of how it works. Sometimes you forget.
It's true. It is true.